Okay, so in this lesson we are looking at quadratic graphs. By the end of the lesson you should be able to complete the table of values for complex quadratic graphs and plot the graph. Okay, so we need to plot the graph of the equation y equals x squared plus 1. Okay, so let's understand the equation first. What is the relationship between the x coordinate and the y coordinate? Let's start off with the x coordinate. So the x coordinate, we need to square it, so it becomes x squared, and then we add 1 to it. That will give me my y coordinate. So let's break it down and concentrate on the term of x squared. So when x is minus 3, we need to square it. So minus 3 times minus 3, remember, two negatives give me a positive, and that will give me 9. So when x is equal to minus 2 and we square it, that becomes positive 4. Minus 2 times minus 2 is positive 4. When x is equal to minus 1, we need to square it, and that becomes positive 1. When x is 0 and we square 0, that will still remain as 0. When x is equal to 1 and we square it, that will be 1. When 2 is multiplied by 2, that will give me 4. Okay, when 3 squared will give me 9. So what we need to do now is add 1 to our x squared value. So 9 plus 1 is 10. 4 plus 1 is 5. 1 plus 1 is 2. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 4 plus 1 is 5. 9 plus 1 is 10. Now, once we have got our values, the values that we need to concentrate on are the x coordinate and the y coordinate. Okay. Now we need to plot those values onto the graph below. So minus 3 and 10 is here. Minus 2 and 5 is here. Minus 1 and 2 is here. 0 and 1 is here. 1 and 2 is here. 4 and 5 and 9 and 10. Once you have plotted the coordinates for this equation, what you need to do now is make a curve like the following. And the last thing that you need to do is label what this quadratic graph is, which is y equals x squared plus 1. Okay, let's have a look at another example where the equation is y equals x squared plus 2x. Okay, remember, what is the relationship between the y coordinate and the x coordinate? Let's start off with the x coordinate. We need to square the x coordinate and plus 2x. What does 2x mean? 2 times x, and then that will give me my y coordinate. So let's break it down. So let's concentrate just on the x squared values. So minus 3 squared will give me positive 9. Minus 2 squared is positive 4. Minus 1 squared is positive 1. And then 0 squared is 0. When x equals 1, 1 squared is 1. 2 squared is 4, and 3 squared is 9. Okay, remember, 2x means 2 lots of x, meaning 2 times x. We know what our x values are. They are above. So when x is equal to minus 3, we times that by 2 to give me minus 6. When x is minus 2 and we times it by 2, that gives me minus 4. When x is equal to minus 1, we times it by 2, which is minus 2. When x is 0, we times that by 2, which is 0. When x is 1, 2 times 1 is 2. When x is 2, 2 times 2 is 4. When x is 3, 3 times 2 is 6. Now we need to add our two values, because remember, the equation of this line is x squared plus 2x, and we have those values of the x squared and the 2x. So we add them together. 9 plus minus 6 is 3. 4 plus minus 4 is 0. 1 plus minus 2 is minus 1. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus 2 is 3. 4 plus 4 is 8. And 9 plus 6 is 15. So once you have these values, you have your x coordinate and your y coordinate. So now all you have to do is plot those coordinates onto this graph. So when x is minus 3, y is 3. You have minus 3, 3. Okay. When x is minus 2, y is 0. So minus 2, 0. When x is minus 1, y is minus 1. So minus 1, minus 1. When x is 0, y is 0. So 0, 0. When x is 1, y is 3, 1, 3. When x is 2, y is 8, 2 and 8. And the last one, when x is 3, y is 15, so 3 and 15. Okay. The last thing that you need to do is draw the curve of this equation quadratic graph. And it should look like this. And the final thing that you need to do is label it. So this quadratic graph is called y equals x squared plus 2x. What I'd like you to do now is have a go at the following questions. Please pause the video here and have a go. Okay, so let's have a look at the equation y equals 3 minus x squared. Break it down, find your x squared values. So minus 3 times minus 3 will give me positive 9. When minus 2 is squared, it will give you positive 4. When minus 1 is squared, it will give you positive 1. When 0 is squared, it still remains 0. 1 squared, 1, 2 squared, 4, and 3 squared is 9. Now we need to subtract 3 from the x squared values. So 3 take away 9 is minus 6. 3 take away 4 is minus 1. 3 take away 1 is 2. 3 take away 0 is 3. 3 take away 1 is 2. And 3 take away 4 is minus 1. And 3 take away 9 is minus 6. Once you have your values, you have your x coordinates and your y coordinates. All you have to do now is substitute those values and plot it on the graph. Okay, you need to plot them onto the graph. So when x is minus 3, y is minus 6. So minus 3 minus 6. When x is minus 2, y is minus 1. Minus 2 minus 1. When x is minus 1, y is 2. Minus 1, 2. When x is 0, y is 3, so 0, 3. When x is 1, y is 2, 1 and 2. When x is 2, y is minus 1, 2 and minus 1. When x is 3, y is minus 6, 3, minus 6. Once you have done that, when you have plotted all your coordinates, what you need to do is make a curve from this graph. So you get something like this and label it. So the equation of this curve of this quadratic graph is y equals 3 minus x squared. What I'd like you to do now is have a go at the following questions and please upload your answers to ClassCharts.